quite a lot of women on this list, a lot of women of color. Why is that so important?
Well, when you think about the diversity of recorded sound, you have to include as many voices as possible.
Mariah Carey and Madonna. And for the first time, a video game theme song made the list, the Super Mario Brothers melody. 25 recordings, harmonizing into history. Elise Preston, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And that is tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Norah O'Donnell in Washington. Thanks for joining us, and good night.
Right now, the majority of the state is under an extreme risk for wildfires. We'll hear from the DNR and the National Guard on what they're watching.
Also, Senator Tammy Baldwin announcing her plans today if she will run for a third term in 2024.
And later, Wisconsinites get the opportunity to tell lawmakers what they want to see in the state budget. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. A large developing wildfire just outside of Necedah tonight underscores Wisconsin's state of emergency declared today.
DNR public maps report the fire has burned more than 123 acres and has destroyed structures. And just moments ago, we confirmed on the phone with the National Guard that they have 2 Blackhawks responding to the scene right now. We have a crew heading out there and we'll bring you the latest information as it is made available.
And this comes as the governor declared a state of emergency because of that elevated fire risk. That emergency allows the National Guard to respond to fires like this one.
The National Guard doesn't normally fight fires as part of its duties, but this state of emergency changes all that.
Armand Rahman spoke to a pilot just this afternoon to find out what this looks like for them. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, the state of emergency prioritizes firefighting missions over anything else the National Guard has going on. They're at the ready for a call from the DNR, just like the one they're responding to in Juneau County. Now that the emergency's been activated, 2 Blackhawk helicopters outfitted with fire buckets and 2 crews are on standby from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Typically, they're just called in to help with firefighting efforts.
We will usually deploy water buckets and move water places in coordination with the firefighting teams on the ground. We can also move people. We've moved firefighters before to get them from one spot to maybe another spot that's harder to get to.
Captain Meredith Porter is with the Assault Helicopter Battalion, which focuses on moving people and equipment around. Fire buckets are part of their annual training rotations. And Captain Porter was one of the crew members who supported the 220,000-acre Calder fire in California back in 2021.
Armand, thank you. And with red flag warnings in effect for much of the state, several local municipalities and communities are announcing temporary burn bans in an effort to mitigate the risk. As of today, these areas have posted burn bans, suspending any burn permits until it's lifted. A warning in effect until 8 tonight. Anyone, even in those in areas without full burn bans in effect, should avoid any burning if possible. For more details, head to channel3000.com. So now for more on the weather that's fueling all this, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, Eric, it's the perfect storm. We have warm conditions, we have dry air, and strong winds. Now, a red flag warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. for high fire danger through all of southern Wisconsin. As we get through the evening hours and the temperatures start to drop, that actually allows the humidity to increase a little bit and lessens the fire danger. But already, red flag warnings have been issued south of Wisconsin, parts of northwestern Illinois and eastern Iowa for tomorrow. And there's a fire weather watch for similar conditions across all of southern Wisconsin from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So we could go through this all over again. Visible cloud track. Not a cloud across Wisconsin right now. It is that dry. High temperatures so far today: Madison 82, Janesville 82, La Crosse hit 90 degrees, 87 in Boscobel, and very warm conditions continue. It's 81 in Madison. Our temperature's actually gone up a degree in the last hour. La Crosse still at 90 degrees. Here in Dane County, 80 degrees right now in Belleville, 81 in Deerfield, and 82 in Middleton. But the problem is that we've got strong winds. We're seeing wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour and relative humidities between about 20 and 30%. Again, those will rise a little bit as temperatures start to fall later on this evening. Otherwise, look for those temperatures to only drop to about 67 by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at our prospects for setting a record high temperature for tomorrow and when this dry weather and warm weather will end.
Gary, thank you. Now stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app. Your hourly forecast, road conditions, latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
All eastbound lanes of the Beltline near Greenway Boulevard are open again after a dump truck rolled over, pouring dirt all over the road this morning. The Wisconsin DOT says the crash happened a little after 10:30. Multiple emergency crews were seen responding to the crash. The Beltline reopened a little less than 2 hours after the initial crash, and no word on if anyone was injured.
Tonight, a candlelight vigil will be held up in Barron County in honor of 2 northwestern Wisconsin police officers who were killed in the line of duty. Chautauqua police officer Emily Breidenbach and Cameron officer Hunter Scheel died last Saturday when a traffic stop escalated into a shooting. A visitation and funeral services will also be held Saturday afternoon. After the service, police honors will be conducted.
In Lafayette County, a man is under arrest for allegedly stabbing a woman last night. Authorities received a 911 call reporting a 59-year-old woman had been cut with a knife in a home on Railroad Street in Argyle. Crews found the woman with a slash across her neck and multiple stab wounds. She was hospitalized and is now in stable condition. Deputies arrested a 32-year-old man at the scene who is now facing tentative homicide charges.
A Madison man is formally charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide following a shooting outside of a bar last weekend. Keontae Jackson was charged in Dane County Court this afternoon. In addition to attempted homicide charges, Jackson is also being charged for possessing a firearm as a felon. A cash bond was set at $100,000. Madison police say that an argument inside the bar is what led to the shooting. A 23-year-old man was shot in the chest. 2 officers who were in the area at the time are being credited with saving the victim's life. Jackson is scheduled for a preliminary hearing on April 19th.